Hello everyone. Did you know that we have started covering the battles of Upper Moons and Demon Slayers which happened in Infinity Castle? This is our first video from Infinity Castle, which contains a battle between Upper Moon Rank 2 Doma with Inosuke, Shinobu, and Kanao. We will see the result of this fight and how the winner got the victory. But before I start explaining, let me tell you the reason behind their fight. In our previous video, I explained how Muzan teleported all Hashiras and Demon Slayers in Infinity Castle. After reaching inside Infinity Castle, all Hashiras and Demon Slayers got separated in groups and individuals, where Shinobu, Kanao, and Inosuke faces Doma while fighting with weak demons. Now, without wasting any time, start this intense battle. Let's start from the beginning where we see all Hashiras are moving forward by defeating small and weak demons. We notice that Shinobu met Doma. By looking at Doma, Shinobu recognizes that he is the demon who killed her sister, Kanao. However, Doma was busy eating his disciples, but when Doma noticed Shinobu, he started talking casually. But we all know this is just like an illusion. In reality, Doma is like a rotten creature who loves to eat people. Let me tell you that Doma doesn't have any emotions. He just talks sweetly to fool other people. Shinobu confronts Doma that he killed her sister, and even Doma also remembers this. Before Doma could say anything, Shinobu quickly moves and stabs her sword in Doma's eye and releases some poison. If you don't know, let me tell you, Shinobu always keeps some compounds in her sword, which mixes and creates poison, which Shinobu releases that poison in the demon in order to make them weak so that Shinobu can defeat them easily. But this poison leaves no effect in Doma as he digests the poison. Then Doma uses his blood demon art Lotus Ice, which results in lowering the surrounding temperature. However, till now, Shinobu has released 5 types of poison on Doma, but it seems Doma has no effect at all. But suddenly, Shinobu started feeling her lungs dry, and due to this Shinobu started becoming weak. Now some of you might be wondering what just happened. Basically, after using Lotus Ice, Doma scatters mist with his fan, which is some kind related to his blood. In short, breathing air got dangerous after the Lotus Ice blood demon art. But despite all of this, Shinobu is still fighting. However, Doma gets impressed by her and praises that she is the fastest of all Hashira that he ever met before. Now, Doma started to attack, but till this point Shinobu's one lung got punctured due to Doma's Lotus Ice. And due to this, Shinobu is in a very bad situation that she can't move her body, but she thinks of her sister who was killed by Doma, and this incident encourages her to fight again. Then Shinobu gathers all her strength for the last time and attacks Doma. This attack was so fast that even Doma can't see it. This time, Shinobu stabs Doma's neck and injects some poison to make Doma's neck weak so that it becomes easier for her to cut Doma's head. But as earlier poison still has no effect on Doma. Now at this point, Doma hugs Shinobu. Don't get it wrong, as this hug wasn't done by love, but in fact, Doma started consuming Shinobu. For your understanding here, consuming means Doma was eating Shinobu's body. Doma teases Shinobu by saying you are very weak and continued to consume her full body. Then Kanao enters and sees that Doma has almost consumed Shinobu's whole body. Even at her last moment of life, Shinobu gives a hand signal to Kanao, and this signal means their master plan is successful. You might be thinking, what is their master plan for killing Doma as she is almost dead? Well, not to worry, continue watching the video and all your doubts will vanish. Kanao attacks Doma using the 4th form of flower breathing, but Doma dodges this attack easily. However, till now, Doma has completely consumed Shinobu. The only thing left was Shinobu's head clip. As we told you earlier that there are many battles ongoing parallelly in Infinity Castle, which we will discuss later. Then Doma gets the information that an Upper Moon demon has been killed. You might think, who is that Upper Moon? But for that, you have to wait and watch our next video on Infinity Castle. Now, let's continue Doma's battle. After knowing all this, Doma says he is feeling sad on his fellow Upper Moon's death as he loves him. But we all know this is Doma's fake emotions as usual. And for this, Kanao calls out Doma and says she has never seen a liar bigger than him. Kanao further tells Doma that you can't feel anything about anyone. You always lie about your feeling and emotion. Well, this is quite strange, as we never saw Kanao talking this much, as she usually keeps quiet. Kanao continues to tell a lot of things to Doma. She even says that she is going to cut his head. This makes Doma angry, and then he attacks Kanao, but Kanao dodge it and immediately do a counter-attack which hits Doma. At the same time, Doma notices that Kanao isn't breathing to escape Doma's blood demon art, He declares Kanao is more skilled than Shinobu. Kanao got more angry and started attacking on Doma continuously, but he easily managed to escape. Doma again uses his blood demon art and manages to take away Kanao's sword, which shows Kanao's end is near. Doma again uses his blood demon art scattered lotuses to kill Kanao, but in the meantime Inosuke comes and saves her by blocking this attack. Inosuke has reached here on Crow's instruction to help Kanao. But how these crows are guiding demon slayers inside Infinity Castle, and who is overseeing and managing this whole fight to assist demon slayers? Well, this question will also be answered in the next part of Infinity Castle arc fight. Looking at Kanao, Inosuke says Shinobu will feel sad if you get injured. This makes Kanao very sad. At same time, Doma reveals he has eaten Shinobu, which reminds Inosuke about the moments he spent with Shinobu. After knowing about Shinobu's death, Inosuke gets angry and attacks on Doma. Here, Kanao tells Inosuke not to breathe nearby Doma as it will have negative impact on him. Firstly, he took away Kanao's sword from Doma, and then attacked on Doma using his relocating and dislocating technique. Let me tell you that till now Inosuke hasn't mastered this technique, but he can use this technique efficiently during fights. During the fight, Doma removes Inosuke's boar head mask, and on looking at Inosuke's face, Doma recognizes his face. Then Doma pierces a finger in his own head to recall things that happened 15 years ago. Basically, Doma knows Inosuke's mother. You might wonder how Doma knows her. Let me explain to you. Inosuke's mother Kotoha ran away with her kid from her toxic married life. Then she met Doma and pleaded to save her. Doma took her to his temple, and Doma became fond of her beauty and singing. But when Kotoha came to know that Doma is a demon, she ran away with her kid to escape, but Doma found and killed her, but she threw her child in water to save him. Let's get back to the story. Inosuke gets super angry after knowing that Doma was responsible for his mother's death. And now by this point Kanao has also managed herself, and she attacked Doma along with Inosuke. But Doma dodges these attacks and says he has to go to Muzan immediately because an upper moon demon has been killed. Doma created a few ice dolls to fight Inosuke and Kanao. These ice dolls are very tough, just like Doma. Doma was ready to escape, but suddenly his face started melting. It seems some kind of poison has affected Doma's body and Doma can't understand what's happening to him. Well, all this is because of Shinobu, as we get to know when Shinobu gives signals to Kanao about her master plan. This was Shinobu's master plan by which she managed to kill a powerful demon like Doma. Actually, Shinobu already knew she can't defeat Doma in a face-to-face battle, so she planned something very different. She was consuming wisteria flower poison from 1 year so that if Doma eats her, then he will also get poisoned. But we saw earlier when Shinobu injected Doma with poison, and it has no effect on him, then how this wisteria flower poison can affect Doma? Well, consumption of wisteria flower poison from 1 year created a large amount of concentrated wisteria poison in Shinobu's body, and even Tamayo helped her to do so, and when Doma consumed Shinobu, she had 37 kilograms of wisteria poison. Shinobu was well aware that when she will lose against Doma, he will consume her body, and now this 37 kilograms poison started showing its effect on Doma's body. Doma became so weak that his ice dolls also disappeared. Then Inosuke and Kanao jumps over Doma to cut off his head, but Doma created a big statue using his blood demon art to protect himself. Due to the statue, demon slayers could lose a chance to kill Doma, so Kanao uses her final form, Equinoctial Vermilion Eye. And due to this form, Kanao was able to watch things with full focus and in slow motion, and as a result Kanao becomes so fast that she can attack and dodge attacks very efficiently. But Kanao can use this final form only twice in her whole life due to hyper-focus, as it damages the user's eye vessels and results in eyesight loss. Kanao risks eyesight of her one eye and moves fastly to attack Doma, but even in poison state it's difficult to cut off Doma's head. Inosuke also jumps over Doma to assist Kanao in cutting Doma's head. Now both Kanao and Inosuke are trying their best to cut Doma's head. After struggling for few time, they successfully cut off Doma's head, and finally succeeded in defeating Doma. Finally, the upper moon rank 2 demon Doma is killed by Inosuke and Kanao. Then Doma met Shinobu in the afterlife, where Shinobu is very happy about his death. And after the death, in the afterlife, Doma finally feels some emotions as he thinks Shinobu is cute. If we talk about Kanao and Inosuke, they were physically hurt, but mentally, they were almost broken because Inosuke got to know about his mother's death, and he was crying for her. And Kanao has lost her 2 elder sisters just because of Doma. Kanao feels that her both sisters are patting her head to comfort her by saying you did well. Even though the Doma is killed, other upper moons are still alive. That's all for today's video, which was a complete fight of Upper Moon Rank 2 Demon Doma, and in the next part we will continue other Upper Moon demons battle. If you are excited and want to know which demon will fight against which demon slayer and what's gonna be the result, subscribe to our channel for the next part. Till then, you can watch other demon slayer or other anime videos on our channel. But before you leave, make sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe button.